as a rookie, because usually your rookie season is a continuation of your college days. A lot of one read, and if you don't have it, you just take off and go. Now he's settled in the pocket a little bit more, reading the field and getting to a second and sometimes third progression. That was a nice play.
Now after the touchdown, here's Pinheiro to kick it off. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line.
Here we go. Blue 58! Hey! Watch the safety creep! He's coming! Double up! He's coming! To the 50! Easy.
Now they try the right side here. And he will lose yardage on the play. Back at his own 19-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of 4, and it'll be second down. And to give this time to the tailback. He'll get about 3 as he's taken down at the 23.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high-powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20, because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored, you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn into
heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Eddie Jackson picks it, and they will take over possession of the football at their 42-yard line. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And they'll be looking to make this a 2-score advantage. Had the touchdown on their first drive, Charles. Hey, they can get up 2 scores here on the road. That's a heck of a start.
And not only have they thought about it, I wonder if they visualized it. I remember playing and they used to turn the lights out in our meeting room and run through a situation like this and say, just think about what it would be like to be up on the road and take the crowd out of it. Maybe they did some of that.
Brings up 2nd and 7 at the 45-yard line.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7.
Go on.
They'll give it to Gordon out of the shotgun. And he's got it across the midfield stripe and into Viking territory. A gain of 3 last play. This time they double it and pick up 6.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
They'll look to throw for it on 3rd and 1. Sets up the screen to Gordon. Defense was thinking run, and they're dealt a pass of just under 20 yards.
Let's give a little credit there. The offensive play caller sensed that the screen pass was available. Whenever you're getting a lot of heavy pressure towards your quarterback, that's when you're thinking about running the screen and using that pressure against the defense. And it worked very well there for a first down.
Throwing on first down. Patterson toward the right sideline, but it's incomplete. Got out of the pocket. Didn't look like he had anybody open, Charles, so just gets rid of it.
And a good play by him. If no one's open and you don't have a running lane that you want to take, make the right choice. Get rid of it. Live to fight another down.
Ball on the 30 as they come up 2nd and 10.
Greystone travel. Go. Hey, number 28, exit. He's coming. Check in. Hey, pick it up, defense. Let's go. Get it.
To throw again. Patterson. They'll find Miller. That's complete. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face 3rd down.
Well, as this game continues to evolve in the NFL, you know how much coaches love run after catch, but you know what they love even more? Completion.
Yeah, just holding on to the ball.
Catch it, cover it, tuck it away. Whatever you get after that is almost gravy. That's how a lot of these receivers are being taught now.
Check. Fresno. Leo. Check. Hey, lock it. Five.
On 3rd and 2, Patterson. The catch made by Miller. 3 catches last week. He's got 3 in the first quarter here tonight.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. But slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
Switch it. Come on, switch it. Check.
First and goal, Melvin Gordon. And this is going to result in losing yardage. They're driven back to the 8-yard line. That sends them 2 yards in the wrong direction and leads to second down. It's second and goal, back to the 8-yard line now.
Check out. Look at me. Go now.
Again, Gordon on second and goal. And he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6. After getting stuffed on first down, not much better there. 2-yard gain. Defensively, I think they can smell a stop. Ball right around the 5 here, brings up third.
And I think what they've done is they put doubt in the minds of the offensive guys. What do we do? Because now you don't have a go-to play. Either side they pick, throwing it, running it, it won't be easy.
He's got Smith here. And he will be very close to a first down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means fourth down. They come out here in the eye. A field goal would make it a 2-score game, but they're going to go aggressive. They're going to try this thing on 4th and goal.
6-6, pull it high. Whip. Watch the whip. Bam. Ready.
They'll run for it. It's Gordon. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Chicago. Melvin Gordon, his 3rd touchdown now on the year, as the Bears push further out in front. Extra point splits the uprights, and that'll make the score 14-0. Now after the touchdown, here's Pinheiro to kick it off. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. So after the incompletion, 2nd and 10 from the 22.
Don't get nervous. Run. Mike.
To throw is Rodgers. Gonna throw again. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked up by Gary and Conley. And what a return as he brings this one all the way back to the 25-yard line.
So that's back-to-back drives where they've thrown an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
Check nipple. Roll out.
They'll run on first down. Gordon. It's a first down and more for Gordon. And he takes this one in for a Bears touchdown. Melvin Gordon with his 2nd touchdown of the game, 4th of the year, as the Bears push further out in front. Point after, right down the middle. And it's now 21-0. Now after the touchdown, here's Pinheiro to kick it off. That's fielded in the end zone. Now a hit and a loose football. And a huge return as he'll take this one all the way down inside the 30-yard line. So a teammate picking him up there, that was nearly disaster.
And the way that you coach these things, you want to make sure you have eyes towards the return guy because you want to make sure that the catch is secured. A lot of teams do that. They have at least one guy. Okay, you're responsible for making sure he secures the catch. He's not always the one that makes the recovery, but he can always sound out the alarm. Hey, ball's on the ground. We've got to get it back.
You mentioned very early on the need to establish a running game for this young QB. They really haven't been able to do that, though, in the first half.
So that means what in halftime? Adjustments time, right? Figure out what they are, figure out the things that they really want to accomplish, and who to run behind. Which are your better blockers? Find those guys and get in that direction.
To throw on second down, Patterson. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's third down. The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is third and long.
You don't want it. Check nine, check nine. Hey, switch. Rock it. He's look, squeeze. SOS.
Operating from the gun, Patterson. And a big loss here as he's taken down. The defensive end, Daniil Hunter, drops him.
I spent a lot of extra time preparing for this game watching this offensive line because they gave up 5 sacks last week in their loss. They just gave up another one now. They don't seem to be working together as a cohesive unit, right? 4 guys might have it right, but the 5th guy is giving something up. They've got to find a way to all get on the same page.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And we don't want to call this desperation time, especially in the second quarter, but you're down.
I want to.
Well, no, but let me finish.
Okay, my bad.
You're down 3 scores already. You've got nothing offensively, nothing on the scoreboard. That's not a good combination.
I think you...
And Rodgers intercepted a third time. Picked off by Kyle Fuller. And the return across midfield and to the 46-yard line.
Oh, and that's a nice job defensively to get a piece of the football. He's going to pop it into the air, and then it's the tip drill. And good concentration by him to react to it and pull in the interception.
It's just me and you. Hard. He's coming.
On first down, it's Gordon. Solid running on the carry, but still brought down just inside of the 40. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
Offensive linemen love creating space for their guys carrying the ball, but when that guy also breaks tackles and creates extra yardage, they almost feel like he's one of them, and they really embrace him.
Now Gordon. And now they're going to get him down right at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain that time as it's going to leave him with a 3rd and about 3 to go. The Bears on third down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This time it's 3rd and 3.
Hey, Sam up. Guard. Hatchet. Hey, box drop. 5.
From the gun, Patterson. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
It is tough to complete passes against zone defenses. The windows that you see open, they shrink pretty rapidly. How about being able to hit a moving target against a zone before the next guy can get there and make a play on the ball?
Not easy for any quarterback, no matter the situation, and there the defense won the battle. They got the interception, but very little movement after, and that forces him to settle for 3. And it does feel like settling when that happens, doesn't it?
It certainly does, but we got to give a lot of credit where it's due, and that's to the defense because they ran onto the field. It's what we call sudden change, right? Interception, you got to go put out the fire, and they did, holding them to a field goal.
And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a first down now.
Pretty quiet, D. We're pretty quiet. 58, boys. 58.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And he rifles one incomplete.
It's been my observation there's been a nice variety of play calling defensively. You and I often talk about an offense's ability to keep a defense off balance with what they're doing. I think the converse has been true in this game.
Yeah, I think you're right. They seem to have gone off tendency quite a bit, but only the second quarter. A lot of time to change things. Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Rodgers is going to fire one deep, middle of the field. And this is going to wind up incomplete. The coverage there too strong on the deep ball, and now they face a 3rd down. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10.
Watch the screen. Get 300. Get 300. Right over there. Right over there.
Shotgun now for Rodgers. And that'll wind up incomplete. Bold play call there. Now it's 4th down. I know he wants to get his team back in the game, but a 50-50 ball right there that maybe was a little questionable.
Yeah, he's pretty lucky to get that one back. I think that sometimes these quarterbacks play with a lot of confidence that borders on arrogance, and that can put your team in some Dutch.
Yeah, especially maybe want to look at some safer routes after the interception he had that ended their last drive.
And he's got to be fired up about that effort. I don't think he could have walked down and placed it any better than where he ended up putting the football. That was excellent.
It's just me and you. It's just me and you. Go.
He'll start on the ground. This is Gordon on 1st down. And he's able to get him a small cushion before being taken down at the 5, a gain of 3.
And while they hope to continue this drive, it's really already mission accomplished. They've given enough space now that they have to punt the ball. They've done so with that first run.
Here we go. 6 guys. Check 6 guys. Showing up. Showing up. Tight dog. Tight dog. Tight dog. Look at me. Zipper.
2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. A reminder coming up just a few minutes from now. We'll send you to Jonathan Coachman and our crew in Orlando. Coach will have a look back at some of the stats and scores from yesterday's action. Gordon. And a short gain here as he gets it up only to about the 6. 2 yards on the carry there, and it's going to lead him to 3rd down.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
Hey, lock it. Look at me. Go. Go. Hey, Charlie.
Looking to throw. Patterson. And he's going to go down. He backed up into the end zone, and this is going to wind up a safety. And, Charles, at some point, you can't keep worrying about big play. Can this be perfect? You just have to get the ball out of the end zone.
And in the offensive huddle, that was discussed when they called the play. Just get out of the end zone. But you know what's interesting? A lot of the times in the defensive huddle, they actually call a set and then say at the end of it, get a safety. So it's preached, it's coached, it's thought about.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And a first half that really has not been kind to them. A late opportunity here to maybe make some inroads on this deficit before half.
And this drive's going to go a long way towards telling us whether they actually have a chance to come all the way back in this game or not.
Now a throw downfield is taken in by his running back. And he's corralled at the 40, but not before picking up 8. The dump off good for 8 there on 1st down. And this is a guy who last week not only helped his real team, but really helped a lot of fantasy teams. 3 trips to pay dirt. They've got to contain it. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down.
3 scores down, not even a halftime yet. They are not getting much generated offensively. They've got to figure it out.
It's tough because this defense just seems to be playing with so much confidence right now.
They really are. They are on their toes, and they're getting at them.
Now a shot taken on 3rd down, but it's going to wind up incomplete.
Well, partner, they're not content to run this one out as we head towards the half, trying to hit a big chunk play right there and add to their score.
Now, this is a confident group. At the very least, they're thinking field goal.
Yeah, and I don't blame them one bit. I don't think you sit on the ball going into the half when you have a chance to put some more points on the board.
Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
At their own 20-yard line.
Come on, set.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. Time for a final kneel down or a safe run, and then they can head to the locker room with a lead.
Yeah, or they can even run a screen. You know, something they feel is somewhat safe that might actually pop and turn into a big play. That's what you usually run in this situation.
Or go 4 verticals because why not?
Because you're feeling it, right? You're just feeling it.
So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. These guys had to punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. They haven't even made a trip to the red zone.
And I know that everyone's going crazy on that sideline because that drives you berserk to come off the field, not really move the ball well, as you said.
And that's caught inside the 35. A big play there for Minnesota. 44 yards. Obviously, they're not where they want to be right now on the scoreboard. Big plays like that, though, that'll trend them in the right direction.
Yeah, a few more like that, they'll be right back in the game. And if they can continue to do that, maybe they'll inspire their defense as well and get a few stops.
Escaping the pressure right. They'll let this go for the end zone. It's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. As his guys are in for 6. And the Vikings are able to close the gap just a bit. That's a score you felt they had to have here in the third quarter to get back in this game.
And you know that there was an emphasis on their side. Hey, we know this. We know where we are. But sometimes that binds you up so much that you try too hard, you don't get the score. A perfect combination of urgency, yet relaxed enough to get it done.
And, of course, on the two-point try, had the option to run or pass. They pass it there, and it works.
Felt pretty straightforward, didn't it? An open receiver, ball's put on him, 2 points for them.
This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And he's able to get it across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down at the 21-yard line. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive.
Watch the curl, watch the curl, watch the curl. Under 10, fair.
They'll start the drive with a run by Gordon. And he goes nowhere. He'll lose yardage back at the 17. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here. And that'll make this a 2nd and 13. The busy night continues for Gordon as he gets it here. Call it a gain of 6 on the play. That'll bring up 3rd and 8.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them.
18 Gator.
This time for Smith, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Keanu Neal. CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, 2nd year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
Suddenly, it's 1st and goal after the interception. A quick change in the situation here. Now a handoff here to his running back. And running room hard to come by here. He gets it down to the 8. It's a gain of a couple, and it'll be 2nd and goal.
Do you think after that last run they're thinking to themselves, we had to wait all day to play this night game, and we're still not able to run the ball the way we want to?
Yeah, this defense, they've risen to the challenge all evening long. Here's 2nd and goal, operating from the 8-yard line.
Kill. Hey, turn it up.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And he'll work his way closer to the goal line as he's got 5 down to the 3. He'll try to run this one in. And he'll get in. Touchdown, Minnesota. A great effort there with touchdown number 7 on the year as his guys are back within a single score. Extra point by Marr, up and good. And that cuts the lead to 24-17. Following the touchdown, here's Marr to kick it away. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he'd taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. They'll keep it on the ground. This time it's Gordon. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. A gain of just a yard, but it's a first down.
2nd and inches is oftentimes an invitation for an offense coordinator to take a big shot downfield because he feels like he can come back on 3rd down and pick up the first down. But sometimes you just don't want to break tendency. Stay with what you are, stay with who you know, and go get the first down. That's exactly what they did.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. Here's 2nd and 10 now from about the 32.
Rock it. 36. Fire.
Throwing again. Patterson. It's caught. Smith. First down for the Bears, a gain of 15.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and get the quarterback a really nice target.
They'll run on first down. Gordon, and he's got it across the midfield stripe and into Viking territory. Call that a gain of 5 as the clock ticks inside of 2 minutes to go now in the 3rd. After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5.
Go. Check. Look. Squeeze. Dude. Check safety. You draw corkers. Now.
2nd and 5. And the hook up here to Allen Robinson. 7 yards there and a first down.
Timing is everything, and they work on this cut all the time. They work on all the timing patterns, and this time it paid off for them. Worked him to the center of the field, cut it to the outside, ball's delivered, gets both feet down for the completion.
Now a 20th carry, number 20 here for Melvin Gordon. Looking to find a lane, but he can't. Reined in at the line of scrimmage. Anthony Barr in on the tackle.
That didn't appear to be a run blitz. He just darted in once he saw the run develop. That appeared to be a case of see ball, get ball.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10.
Hey. 50 Cent. Watch the curl. Hard. You got that right there. Hey, Sam off. Watch the twist. Watch the edge. Check. Cross. Ready.
This is Gordon as they go to him again. The 2nd down play, not much better than the first, just a gain of 1 there.
We know that old expression, it's not my night. It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
Every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. And this is going to turn into another first down as the tackle is made at the Vikings' 26. And we return, welcoming you back to Minneapolis. It's Bears football here. They also have the lead as well as we begin quarter number 4. This quarterback now 5 straight completions here in this second half. 1st and 10. They run it here with Gordon. And he'll be tackled at the 23 after a gain of 3. Offensively with the lead, you want to run the ball, keep the clock going, but you also want to still kind of be in attack mode too, right? So how do you do that and not come back on your heels?
Yeah, think about all the practices we've watched where they have that tempo period to go over things just like this, where they describe the scenario, tell you what they're looking for, and make sure that they're still attacking, yet at the same time not going so fast as to leave too much time on the clock.
And he's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a 3rd down. The Bears on 3rd down. They've converted 3 times in 8 chances. This is 3rd and 9. Operating from the gun. Patterson. Pressure applied, and he's going to be taken down. They sack him back at the 33-yard line. Daniil Hunter able to record his 5th sack of the season. And this one is right down Broadway. And that will push the lead up to double digits now at 10. So his 2nd field goal of the game, and that could turn out to be the big one.
Yeah, you have to make them score twice to beat you, and that's not impossible. But here in the 4th quarter, puts their backs clearly against the wall.
And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. Charles, this one not over, certainly, but you set the magic number earlier in this game at 20 points, said that they would need to hold them right around that marker under it. What are you seeing here?
Well, that number is still in play because we said, okay, 20 or under gives them a chance to win. Right on pace for being in that range. And guess what? They've got a shot.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
And they're able to swarm him behind the line, and his rough night continues. And they give this time to the tailback. And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there. The Vikings on 3rd down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This is 3rd and 7. And a good job defensively. They stop him short of the 1st at the 32. Well, look at the clock. You're down 2 scores. Have to go for this, don't you?
And they thought that as soon as they took over possession. It didn't matter where they were on the field. They were always going to be in 4-down territory. Backed up, in good situation, it didn't matter. So they've been preparing for that on their play sheet the entire time.
Now on 4th down here, that pass knocked away and incomplete. The Vikings unable to convert here on 4th. And the Bears are going to get the football back, and they're going to get it in great field position. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10.
Let's go, get set.
On 1st down. It's Gordon, and I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on 1st down. And when do they start thinking about burning these timeouts? They've got all 3 still defensively.
To me, you have to start right now. Here's the time, and that means you've got to stop them on defense, not give up the yardage, use your timeouts in order to get the ball back and try and score yourself. But now is the time to start using those timeouts.
And keep in mind, it'll also stop the clock at the 2-minute warning. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line. He lost 4 there, and it's 3rd down.
Brandon, it's clearly a running situation when you're up in the 4th quarter. They're going to have to stack the box and make it difficult for them to move the ball.
Made it very difficult right there. Now they need to repeat that effort.
Yeah, bring 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take to slow them down.
So time to start going in the other direction as they come up now 3rd and long.
Hey, Wahoo! 5.
From the gun, Patterson. Well, he's going to go for it all. Down under 2 minutes to go in this football game. He dropped it. Couldn't hang on in the end zone. So no 6 points, incomplete. So the Bears with the football here as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. And his kick is absolutely perfect. And that will stretch the lead up to 13. So they settle for just the 3, but clearly right now anything helps trying to salt this one away in the 4th.
Without a doubt, obviously a touchdown probably would have been the final nail to finish this thing off, but they still ate up time, got points. So while it's not mission accomplished, it's darn close.
First and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And on that last drive, went for it on 4th, turned it over. But good job by their defense, though. They held them to 3, but this offense, they've got to be a little bit better, a little bit more careful here.
And sometimes when you see these calls...
He's got him in, complete, 20, 10, touchdown, Vikings. A big play there. With his second touchdown of the game, number 7 on the year, as his guys are back within a single score. They do tack on the extra point as well, and now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter. Following the touchdown, here's Marr to kick it away. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And he's able to get it across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down at the 21-yard line. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And this game not quite over yet. And we'll likely see them take all 3 timeouts defensively, so they can't just kneel this one out. They're going to have to try to run a few plays.
You're exactly right. They've got to get a first down and make them use up all their timeouts in order to feel like they have this one in hand.
This, in all probability, another run here on 2nd and 8.
Hey, lock it. Jam. Check 3. Watch twins. Hey, alert 3. Now.
They keep it on the ground. Again, Gordon loses the football. It's loose. Now the Vikings will use the second of their timeouts, as they'll get it with just over 90 seconds to go in the ball game.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover.
Set. 90 Wolf. Hey, Orbit.
Right there. 54. Right there. 54 Mike. Check the out.
Look at me. Go. There.
31. Check 31.
Hey.
Who's that? Is that yours? Who's that?
Right up.
On 3rd down, Patterson. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. The Vikings going to use their 3rd and final timeout, as they'll get it with just under 90 seconds remaining. On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. A good return there, call it 13 yards. And this offense takes over in great shape right at the 50, 1st and 10. Good starting field position for the Vikings as they have it 1st and 10, right at the 50-yard line.
58 Mike.
From midfield, here's Rodgers. He's going to let it fly. And the throw left sideline here is caught, but they'll rule it incomplete. Couldn't keep his feet in. 2nd down. This defense has watched their lead dwindle away. This is where they really need to bow up. They executed well there.
And it's often hard after you've played really well early and then you kind of relax a little bit to step on the gas again. They just did it on the last play. Looks like they want to finish this one off.
Now a desperation throw deep. It's caught at the 10. Touchdown, Vikings. Stephon Diggs, his 6th touchdown of the season, as they are now just an extra point away from taking the lead here in the final 2 minutes. A very important extra point there, up and good, and that is going to put them on top by a point, and it sets us up for quite a finish. Following the touchdown, here's Marr to kick it away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken.
Let's go.
The Bears take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
On the double.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. They're only in need of a field goal, a decent amount of time on the clock. So tell me if I'm wrong. You don't have to be too panicked here.
No, not at all. I agree with you. And this is where your preparation and your confidence comes into play. They've worked on these situations.
They practice this all the time. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. Say hello to Eric Kendricks. He gets the sack there. Back to throw. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts as they get it right at the 32nd mark of this 4th quarter. Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down went backwards. It's 3rd and very long. He'll look to throw. And that will be incomplete. So he's unable to complete it there, and just not the game that you would expect from him. He's been off the mark really start to finish.
Yeah, it makes you wonder what exactly is going on. Is he a little bit dinged up here, or is he just off just by a bit? Maybe he can get it back in this situation. He'll need to.
And, oh, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked off at the 28, and he'll take this down inside the 15-yard line.
And that one, oh, it's going to hurt big time. You're in the 2-minute drill trying to get your guys down the field, and it's looking like they're going to come up just short, as this is definitely not his best throw, and it'll wind up being intercepted.
Green 18. 45. Coming to you. Coming to you.
So the final seconds have ticked away in this Minnesota victory, and they were buoyed, Charles, by a big second half to put this one on ice.
And I know a lot of people watching this one were thinking to themselves, I bet halftime was really interesting. Probably took the paint off the walls with some of the words that were said. But I get the sense it was much more of the adjustments they made. They came in with a game plan that we saw that didn't work in the first half. They made the adjustments necessary, went away from that, and then they got it together, got a spark, and then took off. It's really nice to watch in the second half.
So for Minnesota, they're on a nice early roll as they move to 3-1 with a win here. And they'll hit the road next week to take on the Baltimore Ravens. Meanwhile, for the Bears, they'll fall back to 500 at 2-2. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week.